Have you ever seen a picture that makes people stop scrolling and start talking right away? That is exactly what happened when rare photos of Yvonne Craig wearing a G-string began to spread across magazines and fan pages. These images sparked surprise, curiosity, and many strong opinions. Some people were shocked, some were excited, and others simply wanted to know the story behind them. This video is not just about photos. It is about a moment in pop culture that still gets attention years later. Stay with me, because the full story is more interesting than you might expect. Yvonne Craig was more than a pretty face. Many fans remember her as a talented actress who worked hard to build her career. She trained as a dancer, studied acting, and slowly earned roles on television and in movies. Her work showed confidence and control, and she knew how to stand out in a crowded industry. Over time, she became known for strong screen presence and a bold style that did not follow every rule. The G-string photos came from a time when stars often did photo shoots to stay visible and talked about. These pictures were meant to be daring, playful, and eye-catching. They showed a side of Yvonne that many fans had not seen before. The outfits were small, the poses were confident, and the message was clear. She was comfortable with her body and not afraid of attention. For some viewers, this was exciting. For others, it felt unexpected. When the photos appeared, reactions were mixed. Some people praised her bravery and confidence. They said she looked strong and free. Others felt confused because they only knew her from family-friendly roles. This clash between image and expectation made the photos even more popular. People talked about them in magazines, on radio shows, and later on the internet. The discussion kept growing. It is important to remember the time these photos were taken. The entertainment world was changing fast. Fashion was getting bolder, and stars were pushing limits. Wearing a G-string in a photo shoot was a way to stand out and stay relevant. It was not only about showing skin. It was also about control over personal image. Yvonne made choices that fit her goals and her comfort level. Many fans wonder if the photos changed how people saw her. The answer is not simple. Some fans admired her even more for being fearless. Others preferred her earlier image and ignored the photos. Still, her talent and past work remained important. A few pictures did not erase years of effort and success. Over time, these photos became part of her story. They are shared again and again, often with dramatic headlines. Some headlines focus only on shock value and forget the human being behind the images. That is why context matters. These were professional photos, not stolen moments. They were created with purpose and choice. There is also a lesson here about fame. Being well-known means every choice can be judged. Yvonne Craig faced praise and criticism, yet she continued forward. She did not hide or apologize for being herself. That kind of strength is not always easy, especially under public eyes. As viewers, it is easy to focus only on what we see. It is harder to think about the reasons and the person behind the image. When you see these photos, you are seeing one chapter, not the whole book. Her life included hard work, creativity, and many roles that fans still enjoy. So why do these photos still matter? They remind us that stars are complex people. They can surprise us, challenge ideas, and start conversations that last for years. They also show how media can shape opinions with just a few images. If you stayed until this point, you now know there's more to this story than a simple headline. The photos may catch attention, but the real story is about choice, image, and lasting impact. Keep watching, because the final moments will share lesser-known facts that add even more depth to Yvonne Craig's unforgettable legacy. Another point many people forget is how photos can travel far beyond their first purpose. What began as a single photo shoot can be reused, cropped, and shared in new ways. Each share can change how it feels to the viewer. Some see art, some see bold fashion, and some see only surface details. This is why stories around famous photos often grow larger than life. They pick up guesses, rumors, and strong reactions along the way. Yvonne Craig did not control every headline, but she did control her work and her choices. That difference matters. It reminds viewers to pause before judging. It also invites fans to learn, not just react. When you understand background and intent, images gain meaning instead of noise. This approach helps people grow as viewers and as thinkers. In the end, the photos become a starting point, not the final word. They open space for discussion, memory, and respect, which is something pop culture often needs more of. Thoughtful viewing keeps stories human and helps future audiences connect with history in healthier ways with care always forward.